Okay, good morning to all of you. So we have finished the first two topics, right, from the credit first. The third topic will be taken by the Torni sir. So here I am starting today the topic number 4 as a sources of data for the systematics. So as per our syllabus, there are these 5-6 points are there. So what is meaning of sources of data for the systematics? So I think you are knowing in FYBSc all we have studied the morphology of angiosperm. So how morphology is useful in the classification system or the systematics are there. So just we have to see with the example. We will see how it should be covered. Second point, anatomy. Anatomy, that is the internal structure of the angiospermic plants are there. Suppose root, stem, then leaves, inflorescence, then about the flower and different other characters. Suppose the leaf is there, so how are the stomata, then how are the hairs and the trichomes. So we will see the in one by one lecture. Each I have selected each one as a one lecture. Generally it required to complete these points. Then third one, sources of data, cytology for the systematics. Then embryology as a source of data for the systematics. Then embryology means what? The development of this particularly ovule, for starting from the fertilization to development of the ovule is there. Then there is the seed formation, fruit formation. So what are the characters we will see one by one. Then phytochemistry. Phytochemistry means which are the chemical contents in the plants and what are the references. So there are I think many references are there, but we have to consider some of the good examples which are generally referred. And nextly about the molecular biology. So nowadays molecular biology is the important generally in the study of the plants. So we will see one by one. So please give attention for this one. So morphology as a source of data. So I think in angiosperm we are knowing morphological characters having the very much importance generally. So the taxonomy is there. What is taxonomy? Already we have seen the collection, identification, nomenclature and classification. So this total study, it is called as a classification. So in classical taxonomy, which is generally showing the character as a gross morphology. Gross means total. So as suppose any one plant is there, so it having the specific characters are there. So it gives the gross study of the morphological. And second character, the characters, the foundation framework is there. So each plant having the specific character, morphological or external characters. And nextly, characters are easily visible and therefore used for the identification. Visible means what? As it is able to see. So therefore we can easily say the flower is polypetalous or the flower is gamopetalous or it shows the number of petals, number of sepals are there, like this one. So remember the simple things for this one. So what is the morphology role? Then in morphological character, we will firstly give the weightage to the vegetative characters. In vegetative character, we are knowing habit is there. So in the habit, herb, shrub and the tree. Common these terms we are using. Herb means what? It is below 2 feet and stem is the herbaceous. That is no woody stem. In the shrub, the height more than 2 feet and up to the 1 or 2 meter, but the stem is the woody. And tree means it is more than 2 meter, that is 5 to 6 feet, and generally stem is the woody, proper main stem is there and the branching is there, right? Either single branch, monopodial, or the many branches are there. It is called as the sympodial. So these morphological characters are there. So my opinion is that in FYBSc we have seen all these in the topics. On topic root, stem, leaves, inflorescence, flower, right? and about the floral parts, calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium. So please go through it again. Then we having the some words are the identical. Same character for the leaves are there. So already we are knowing types of the leaves, simple leaves and compound leaves. Simple leaves are to be supposed as the primitive. Primitive, that is supposed the firstly developed. So Nymphaceae family or the Ceratophyllaceae. Both these plants are families are they are the aquatic. Nymphaceae, good example is the lotus or the nymphea. Then Ceratophyllaceae, it is a submerged rooted hydrophyte, Ceratophyllum. So generally it shows. Then in the leaves we are knowing simple leaves only petiole and the lamina is there. But in the compound leaves they are the unipinnate, that is azadirata or the malleate. Directly unipinnate, bipinnate. So generally you see this character. In venation pattern we are knowing the parallel venation and the there is having the reticulate venation. So allium cepa, that is the onion, or the tilia is the one herbaceous plant. So it shows the venation, reticulate venation. Allium shows the parallel venation. It is member of monocotyledon. Then stipules are there. So what is stipule? Stipule is nothing but a leafy outgrowth present at the base of the leaf, right, in between the petioles or below the petiole. So therefore there are two types, intrapetiolar stipule or the interpetiolar stipule. So in the family Rubiaceae. So for your our next practicals are there. So today we are taking the practical of this family Rubiaceae. So there is inter means in between the two petioles, and intra means at the base of the petiole is there. It is called as the inter. So these are the all morphological characters considered, but just you have to remember it. Then after that reproductive characters are there. So inflorescence, already we are knowing inflorescence, racemose inflorescence. Then there is the cymose inflorescence is there. So as basically I have selected in the types, the cymose we will consider firstly. Suppose in cymose solitary, that is single flower, terminal and axillary. Good example of terminal is the datura flower, and the axillary good example is the hibiscus, jaswan. Then monocassial, dicassial or the polycassial. Already we are knowing, we have seen this morphological character. I think in introductory part or in practical also we have seen. So just you remember it, and their different examples are there. So again we cannot give, but which part should be covered. So this is important. In the special types of inflorescence, these are the three: verticillestar, cyathium and hypanthodium. Good example of verticillestar is the your osimum, म्हणजे तुळसी म्हणतो आपण. तुळस जी असते, so it is showing the mixed cymose and the racemose inflorescence. Cyathium, good example is the fig or the banyan tree fruit is there. अंजीर असेल किंवा उंबर असेल त्याला आपण सायथियम म्हणतो. सो इट इज सॉरी सायथियम मीन्स युफोर्बिया पल्चेरिमा, लाल पत्ती म्हणतात त्याला. सो स्टॅमिन इज वन and there is a cup shape. So we are going to see the photographs later on. So just I am remembering which theoretical part covered. Hypanthodium, good example is the fig or the अंजीर किंवा उंबर असेल. तर हे कॅरेक्टर थोडेसे लक्षात ठेवा यामध्ये, स्पेशल टाईप. अँड मेन आवर इन्फ्लोरेसन्स टाईप इज द रेसिमोस इन्फ्लोरेसन्स. Racemose means what? The flowers are in acropetal, that is older flowers are at the base and younger are at the apex. It is called as the racemose. So you consider this. Already we are knowing the types of racemose inflorescence. Simple raceme, then spike is there, the flowers are sessile. Adathera is the good example, or callistemon किंवा स्पाईकमध्ये ट्यूबरोज आहे, निशिगंध म्हणतो आपण. स्पाइकलेट्स आर देअर, स्मॉल फ्लावर्स. पॅनिकल Good example is the sorghum किंवा all this branched simple raceme असतो त्यामध्ये. Flowers are the sessile, then catkin, acalypha, राईट. स्पॅडिक्सचं एक्झाम्पल आपण ॲरोम सांगतो, म्हणजे आळू असेल किंवा टेरोफाईटमध्ये ऑपिओग्लॉसम आहे. कॉरमचं एक्झाम्पल तरवड माहिती असेल, कॅसिया टोरा, कॅसिया आर्टिक्युलेटा, तो एक आहे त्यामध्ये. म्हणजे जिनसची नावं आणि हे थोडे सांगा. द गुड एक्झाम्पल ऑफ द आंबेल, ओनियन इज द गुड एक्झाम्पल. सो जस्ट यू रिमेंबर which plants are there as an example for the racemose, cymose and this one. Then you see these are the diagrammatic. So you see spike, flowers are sessile. In raceme, flowers are pedicellate and older flowers are at the base, younger are at the apex. कॉरिमचं एक्झाम्पल आहे तो कॅसिया आपण आर्टिक्युलेटा म्हणतो, सो किंवा तरवड म्हणतात. But you see the first flower, basil, it having a long pedicel. Pedicel means what? Stalk of the leaf, so stalk of the flower. It is called as the pedicel. And the other flowers, these are alternate, but they are all flowers are at the one range. So it is having a corym type. Then umbel type, onion. So I think you are seeing the inflorescence of the onion. कांद्याचा तुम्ही तो बल्ब पाहिला असेल. सो इट इज लाईक द अम्ब्रेला लाईक, बट दे ओपन्स फ्रॉम आउटर साईड टू इनसाईड. इथे ॲरो दाखवला आहे, आउटर साईड टू इनसाईड. देन इन अम्बेल दिस इज राऊंड, दिस इज द फ्लॅट. आता जे फ्लॅट असतात म्हणजे तुम्ही कोथिंबीर म्हणा किंवा धने म्हणतो आपण, त्याचा इन्फ्लोरेसन जर पाहिला तर त्यामध्ये असं फ्लॅट इन्फ्लोरेसन असतं. ओनियनमध्ये ग्लोब्युलर असतो, त्याला राऊंडेड म्हणतात, लाईक दिस वन. देन नेक्स्टली कॅपिच्युलम. कॅपिच्युलमचं गुड एक्झाम्पल इज द युअर हेड, आपलं सनफ्लावर. सनफ्लावरमध्ये खूप प्रॉब्लेम. सो आउटर मोस्ट रे फ्लोरेट्स, इनर मोस्ट द डिसफ्लोरेट्स आर देअर, राईट. So these are types of the racemose. Then in the cymose, this one panicle, compound corym. Compound म्हणजे ब्रँच. तर काय याच्यामध्ये ब्रँच असतात, सम आर द अनब्रँच. देन इन द अदर टाईप्स आर देअर. हिअर यू सी रेसिम, गुड photographs are there. So raceme, peduncle. Peduncle means what? An axis on which flowers are developing. It is called as the peduncle or the floral axis. Same thing for the corym is there, or the same thing, long flowers, long pedicel. Involucre is present in the umbel. Involucre generally it is present at the base and protect the flowers, right. Then nextly the spike is the one. This in the grasses the spikelets are there. So there are the calyx corolla are not there, but the bloom is there, rachilla is there. So this is the character. Catkin, flowers are sessile and peduncle is not well developed. It is pendulous. Pendulous म्हणजे आपण त्याला लंबक म्हणतो, त्या टाईप. सो जनरली इट इज सेम. देन स्पॅडिक्स, ॲरम. तुम्ही आळूचा जर इन्फ्लोरेसन्स पाहिला तर तुम्हाला असं दिसेल. सो पेडंकल इज द थिक फ्लेशी आणि ॲट द लो फ्लावर्स आर अरेंज ऑन दिस वन. याच्यामध्ये 3 प्रकारचे फ्लावर असतात. जनरली फर्टाईल, स्टराईल अँड द मिडल वन आर द स्टराईल वन. सो मेल फ्लावर्स आणि फिमेल फ्लावर्स आर देअर. मेल फ्लावर्स आर ऑन अप्पर साईड, फिमेल आर ऑन द लोअर साईड. देन हेड किंवा कॅपिच्युलम हे सनफ्लावरवरती आपण जी डायग्राम पाहिली तर त्यामध्ये ॲज दिस इज द आउटर मोस्ट आर द रे फ्लोरेट्स आणि यंग फ्लावर्स आर ॲट द सेंटर. किंवा याचं चांगलं एक्झाम्पल आहे की जरबेरा. जरबेरा फ्लावरमध्ये तुम्ही पाहिलं असेल, जनरली इट गिव्स द यंगर फ्लावर्स आर ॲट द सेंटर अँड द ओल्डर आर ॲट द आउटर साईड. देन हायपॅन्थोडियम. हायपॅन्थोडियम म्हणजे अंजीर किंवा उंबर. त्यामध्ये बघतो आपण की दिस इज द रिसेप्टॅकल, फ्लेशी, आउटर मोस्ट आणि त्याच्या आतमध्ये ओपनिंग इज देअर ॲट द टॉप आणि मेल फ्लावर्स आणि फिमेल फ्लावर्स असतात. ॲक्च्युली इट इज लॅटर ऑन कन्वर्टेड इन टू फ्रूट. सो हायपॅन्थोडियम इज द टाईप ऑफ इन्फ्लोरेसन. तर दिस इज द स्पेशल टाईप. देन इन मॉर्फॉलॉजी already we have seen the Bentham and Hooker system of classification. So which characters we are considering? For example, Papilionia CS corolla. Good example is the Sespania, Shevri, Bilabiate corolla, Osimum, Tulas. 5 petals, but there is a one larger. नंतर पॉलीपेटली आणि गॅमोपेटली कॅलिक्स मॉडिफिकेशन. त्यामध्ये कॅलिक्सचे मॉडिफिकेशन काय असतात हे पण सुद्धा एक टिपिकल फॅमिलीचं कॅरेक्टर असतं, म्हणून आपण तेवढं लक्षात ठेवूया. पॅपस कॅलिक्स, पॅपस म्हणजे पेपरी किंवा ट्रान्सपरंट कॅलिक्स असतात. कॉमनली सीन इन फॅमिली ॲस्ट्रेसी, सनफ्लावर इज द गुड एक्झाम्पल. एक पर्सिस्टंट कॅलिक्स आपण वी आर नोइंग ब्रिंजल, बरोबर आहे, सोलॅनिसी फॅमिली. नंतर दतुरा आहे. ब्रिंजल पर्सिस्टंट म्हणजे द कॅलिक्स रिमेन अप टू द फ्रूट मॅच्युरेशन and it is not dehiscing, so therefore or it is not removable, so it is called as a persistent. Petaloid म्हणजे काय, the calyx are petal like color, we suppose red. So that today you are observing in practical we have selected this family Rubiaceae as per our syllabus. So Ixora is the good example. So their petals and the sepals color, it is having the same in the coloration, right? So it is called as a petaloid. Stamens, it is based on fixation, adhesion, cohesion, then epipetalous stamen, then monoadalpous, diadalpous and the polyadalpous. These terms already we are knowing, but how these are generally showing character. Then carpel condition, carpel मध्ये पॉलिनिया इज द स्पेसिफिक कंडिशन, गायनोस्टेजियम आणि स्टॅमिनल कोरोना. रुई कॅलाट्रॉपिस इज द गुड एक्झाम्पल. रुईचं प्लांट माहिती असेल तुम्हाला, तर त्यामध्ये हा गायनोस्टेजियम आणि असतो. तर पुढे आपण फॅमिलीमध्ये किंवा इतर कॅरेक्टरच्या वेळेला बघूच आपण, किंवा त्याचे फोटोग्राफ्स आहेत. नंतर प्लासेंटेशनचे 5 टाईप्स आहेत. बेसल प्लासेंटेशन, मार्जिनल, एक्झाईल प्लासेंटेशन, परायटल आणि फ्री सेंट्रल. हे सगळे आपण FYBSमध्ये पाहिले, फक्त हे तिथं मॉर्फॉलॉजिकल कॅरेक्टर म्हणून सांगायचे. देन ओव्हरी, हायपोगायनस, पेरिगायनस आणि इपिगायनस. ओव्हरीचे कॅरेक्टर काय सांगतो, हायपो म्हणजे काय, द ऑल फ्लोरल पार्ट्स डेव्हलप बिलो द ओव्हरी, इट इज कॉल्ड ॲज द हायपोगायनस. पेरिगायनस म्हणजे नॉट अबोव नॉट बिलो, ॲट द मिडल पोझिशन. आणि इपिगायनस मीन्स ऑल फ्लोरल पार्ट्स डेव्हलप अबाव द ओव्हरी. तर हे दिस कॅरेक्टर्स आर इम्पॉर्टंट. नंतर युनि, बाय आणि ट्राय ऑर मल्टी लॉक्युलर. सो वी आर टेकिंग द TS ऑफ ओव्हरी फॉर द प्रॅक्टिकल. आणि त्याच्यावरून आपण कार्पेलची कंडिशन सांगतो, म्हणजे बाय कार्पेलरी, ट्राय कार्पेलरी, पॉलिकार्पेलरी. आणि त्याच्यावरूनच ओव्हरीचे कॅरेक्टर सांगितले जातात. युनि लॉक्युलर, लॉक्युल म्हणजे काय, हेअर द ओव्हिल डेव्हलप. So this position, so therefore locules are there. If there is no partition, then it is called as the unilocular, bilocular, trilocular or multilocular. And lastly, morphological character, the fruits are there. We are knowing the fruits commonly they are the dry dehiscent and dry indehiscent. Firstly the pericarp, outermost. समजा काही पॉड्स असतील, काही पॉड्समध्ये पेरिकार्प आउटर ही ड्राय आणि डिहायस होते, काही याच्यामध्ये होत नाही. इन सम फ्लावर्स आर फ्लेशी फ्रूट, इट इज द मँगो. किंवा कंपोजिट फ्रूट्स आर देअर, ग्रेप्स, पायनॅपल इज देअर, सो इट इज कंपोजिट फ्रूट. ॲग्रिगेट फ्रूट्स असतात, एकत्र फ्रूट्स येतात. सो लाईक दिस. आणि लास्ट वन सिप्सेला इज ए टिपिकल फ्रूट सीन इन द सनफ्लावर. सिप्सेला म्हणजे तुम्ही सनफ्लावरचे फ्रूट्स किंवा सीड्स पाहिले असते, त्याला आपण सीड म्हणतो. ॲक्च्युली इट इज ए फ्रूट, बट इट लॅटर ऑन ॲक्टिंग ॲज ए सीड. सो सिप्सेला फ्रूट इन द सनफ्लावर. सो एंडोस्पर्म अँड these are there. Then in the spadix type or the spike type is there. So the typical spike is generally seen in these different types of the क्रॉप प्लांट्स आर देअर. इथे जे फोटोग्राफ्स दाखवले, समजा व्हीट आहे किंवा अदर ग्रासेस आर देअर. सो जनरली दे शोज द कॅरेक्टर. सो प्लीज रिमेंबर ऑल दिस कॅरेक्टर. द फ्लावर्स ॲक्सिस, फ्लोरल ॲक्सिस इज देअर. sessile flowers are also there, and they shows the characters. So there are the lateral branches are there, right? And lastly, there are the different types of the this photographs. So this is the cassia auriculata, तरवडचा हा एक प्रोसेस. कॅप्युचुलम, this is the corin type. Then secondly, as it shows the different flower conditions. फ्लावर कंडिशनमध्ये हे टाईप्स तुम्ही सांगू शकता. And then there is the you see this is a good photograph of your this sunflower मध्ये I will magnify this. So just you see sunflower, ray florets and the disflorets are there. Ray florets are generally female one, there are no male, and disflorets are bisexual, male and female, that is stamens and the carpets are in this one. So this floret and the ray floret, it is not called as a flower. Sunflower is there totally, but it actually it is a with receptacle and with stalk of the flower, pedicel is there, and so we have to remember all these characters. So many types are there, but just to remember which part we have to cover under this morphology as a source of data. So starting from the vegetative character, then reproductive characters we have to consider. Okay, so thanks to all. We will see the next type in the next lecture.